Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to today's presentation, which is titled How to Turn Your Thesis into a Journal Paper. A whole lot of folks who are master's graduates, PhD graduates, a whole lot of them have never had the experience of producing a journal paper, which means they've never done a publication before. So this is the reason why I put together this particular presentation, and it will walk you through the next few minutes how you can originate a journal paper from your thesis that you have worked on for far more than a few weeks or a few months. So let's jump right in. Now, before we continue, I'd like to invite you, if this is the first time you have encountered my videos, do well to please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and also leave me a comment. In addition to that, the transcript of this presentation, meaning the PowerPoint of this particular presentation, if you are interested in it, let me know in the comment section and I will send it over to you. So let's move right in. Okay, so for introduction, it is very important we first establish why publishing research is necessary in the first place. I have 6 reasons to present to you, as you can see on the screen. First is that publishing research work helps in advancing knowledge in the field that you have studied in. Most of the research materials that you consulted in the course of your studies originated from publications of scholars like you. Next is that it gives you academic recognition, and it helps to move your career up if you are in the academics. Another thing is that it promotes peer review and quality assurance. It gives room for educational resource, and then it gives a very high impact on society, as much as also it gives room for you to exhibit ethical responsibility. Now, the objectives of this tutorial are 3. 1, at the end of this presentation, you will understand the difference between a thesis and a journal paper. Also, you will learn the process of condensing your thesis into a publishable article. Then, of course, I may offer some tips that you may need to adopt in selecting the right journal, and you can also let me know if I need to give you further tips on how you can submit the journal. All right, so let's proceed. Now, for the difference between a thesis and a journal paper, I would like to first talk about a thesis. So a thesis is very comprehensive and very detailed, and also it includes a very extensive literature review. As you know, the whole of your chapter 2, which is probably the largest chapter you will have in your thesis, is purely literature review. Also, it gives a very detailed methodology, and it presents exhaustive results. For a journal paper, it is concise and focused. It is only able to present to you selective literature review. It only goes to highlight the methodology and key results. Next, selecting the content for your paper. To do that, you will need to identify the core contributions of the paper. I'm going to demonstrate to you the practical of all of these. You need to focus on key findings and contributions of the paper that you want to publish. You need to choose the most novel and significant parts of your thesis. Then you will need to trim the excesses. All of these are coming from your thesis, so you will trim the excesses, meaning that you need to remove extensive literature review sections, simplify and detail your methodology. So basically, a journal paper has 6, most of the times have 6, what I call them, 6 parts. So therefore, in this slide, I call it the structure of your journal paper. So first and foremost, you have the title and the abstract. You need to craft a concise and a compelling title. This you will not have problem with because you already have a title for your thesis, which can just be adapted for your paper. Write an abstract, which is usually between 200 and 300 words, and make sure that the key findings are included. A few of the recommendations should feature in it, as well as what the paper is pointing out in terms of its significance. Next, you have introduction. You are supposed to have a brief context and background where you clearly state the research questions and objectives. Then you go to the methodology section. This summarizes what you have done as a methodology, and then focus on the main steps of your methodology. Then of course you go ahead to present your results, and this, in the case of a thesis where you have multiple research questions or multiple objectives, you will need to split your objectives up into at least a certain number of fragments. I will show you in the example that I have before me. Alright, so you have a discussion, and then there is little work you will need to do in bringing out your first paper from your thesis, because most of the times you just adopt most of the things that you find there, and I will show you how. Then of course you have a conclusion, and under that you will have recommendations. Alright, so this is how you can structure your paper, and I will now take you over to, so now that we're back here, I will now take you over now to a practical example of my thesis, which I have presented something on before. You can check out my videos on this channel. You'll see one or two things that I presented from that thesis previously. Now, here is my thesis. As you can see, it says effects of scaffolding and collaborative instructional approaches on science and technical school students' achievement in basic electronics in non-central Nigeria. So what we are going to do to get a paper out of this is that we'll open a fresh word page, which is this, and then first come over here now, copy this title, bring it over to the fresh page where we have it. Okay, paste it, right, paste it, arrange your title, right, good, arrange your title. Now we are going to be using Times New Roman 12 points. Pick that. Then I would like to centralize my title, and I would like to bold it. So that's the title, first of all. Next, go over back, get the name of the author, which is you. Alright, so let me just get my name. Then paste that here. However, I will make sure that my first name comes first, because this is a paper. So Maxwell proceed into affiliate. Okay. Then get my affiliation. Let's say the Federal University of Technology, Mina. Let's just say business department general. That's the affiliation. Bring it over. That will be the next thing. List it. Different journals have how they want you to format all of this stuff. So you have to get what they call the journal submission guidelines to do that. So we are through with the title and address or affiliation. Now we'll go over now to the abstracts of this work. Here is the abstract. Okay. Copy the abstract, bring it over and paste it. This is not supposed to be centralized, so we're just going to do it. So, and also this is not supposed to be loaded. And that is done. Okay, so we'll go now to the thesis and copy the whole of chapter 1. Of course, we are not going to use the whole of chapter 1, so we're going to delete a whole lot of stuff that are not needed in the thesis situation. So, but first, let's copy the whole of chapter 1. Copy the whole of chapter 1. Copy the whole of chapter 1. I think this is the end of chapter 1. Okay? Bring it over to your thesis. Note that you will have what they call keywords here. So this you will hold on until you are done fixing your thesis. So I'm going all the way back here to this, and oftentimes, like I said, it's Times New Roman 12 points, and in this case double line spacing depending on the guidelines you are given by the journal you are trying to publish or publish. So this now will now only become introduction. So this, you will need to pull this one out. Okay, and then don't allow for too much of space. All right, so we have got our introduction. But before you proceed, you will come in here, close up excess gaps. Okay. Close up all your excess gaps. Then let me leave all of that stuff for now and go to the objectives of this study. Okay? Objectives of this study, going down. Now, before we even do that, there is a statement of the problem. This is already fixed. You don't need to do much here because that's already passed the test of your supervisors. Therefore, you do not need to do much in the main content. But the only thing where you will begin to work is from here, from the aim and objectives. Okay. Now what is it that you need to do? Note number one, that here, this topic we're interested in, let's say we're interested in cognitive achievement. So scaffolding and collaborative instructional approaches on students' cognitive achievement. So at this point, we will now go all the way back to the title, go all the way back to the title of this work, and see on science and technical school students, you will now add cognitive achievements, which means you are narrowing it down. Okay. Good. So let's be faster now. Go back to the aim and objectives. Now, as you can see, we are interested in anything that has to do with cognitive achievements. So permit me to quickly fix this. Good. So this is cognitive achievement. And this one now is psychomotor achievement. So anything on psychomotor achievement will be removed. And this one now is cognitive achievement, gender. Good. Gender and cognitive achievement. Then I think this one now is psychomotor achievement. This will be removed as well. So this is what you do. Now for a research paper, you do not need significance of the study. So we're going to delete the whole of significance of the study, and then move over now to research questions. Okay. So yeah, this is cognitive achievement, this is psychomotor achievement, delete this. This is cognitive achievement, that is fine. And then we also delete this. Because that's research question. Inside research questions. And then testing. Okay. Then well, of course, we are going to be interested in hypothesis. We're going to be interested in hypothesis. I'm going to remove the success base. Then I'll put this one out. Of course, capitalize that. Next, we will see that the hypothesis. For this one, there's no significant difference between the main scores of students. This is cognitive achievement. Why this is this is psychomotor. Yeah, main scores of being thought for scaffolding. Good. So this is cognitive, right? Then this is also cognitive. So from hypothesis 4 down now, we are done with. So we are removing everything psychomotor achievements. Fantastic. Okay. Fantastic. So we have our hypothesis. In the same vein, scope of the study is not necessary in this situation, so we're also going to remove it. Right? Next, you will go back to the thesis and move all the way to chapter 3. All the way to chapter 3. This is chapter 3. Okay? This is chapter 3. So research methodology. Then you copy this all the way to the end of chapter 3. All the way to the end of chapter 3. See that? Then you go back to your work. Then you paste that. After pasting that, you will now have to read through the work and remove anything that has nothing to do with the cognitive achievements. In this case, you are free to use subheads like this, or you can lump the entire research methodology under one subheading and title it research methodology. Okay, so that one is your choice depending on the space that you have that will be given. All the 3.1s and the 3.2s, all of those are not needed, or let me say may not be needed. Even if they are needed, they are not going to be 3.1s because each journal will give you whatever guideline they are giving. So all of these subheadings, we'll bold them out. Minor subheadings will be initial caps, while the main subheadings should be in all caps. So this is what you do, ladies and gentlemen. And then you go to your results. Go to your results and bring in only the results for cognitive achievement. Let's say this one is for cognitive achievements. Bring it in. All of these success bases are not needed. And you read through your work wherever any something that's mentioned about cognitive, psychomotor, that should be removed from this because the focus of this paper is on cognitive achievements. So you go to your results section and bring in only the results for the 2 research questions that you are dealing with in this paper. So we paste this. The same way you go over to your discussion and bring in only the stuff that have to do with your discussion. When you do that, and then you bring your conclusion, when you do that, you would have had a fantastic paper that is ready to be edited by the journal you intend to publish with. Okay, so when you do that, for this particular paper that I'm showing you now, I'm just going to show you the published version of the psychomotor achievement part of the paper. So let's give it a few seconds. Now guys, please, if you are here to subscribe, and of course if you know that you are getting value from this video, do not hesitate to please subscribe to this video. Leave me a comment on what you would like me to improve upon or what next you would like to see, and as well as share this video with your colleagues, and then you will be able to beat your chest and say you have done something noble for me. Now this is the psychomotor part of the thesis. This came out in 2015. Actually, it's my first paper, and this procedure I'm explaining to you now is the exact same way I put it up. So if you go through it, you will see all the headings that were put in and how I summarized the methodology and how I presented the results and everything else. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very much for being part of this video. Again, if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. God bless you.